Hey, what's up guys? Before I begin, I just want to wish every single one of you a happy new year. I hope you're all having a great holiday season. And in this video, I am super excited because I get to rank my top 10 New Balance pickups of 2023. Of course, I'm going to have some honorable mentions as well. Can't complete a list without some honorable mentions. So before we get into my New Balance list, let's talk about New Balance this year. I feel like New Balance had a pretty good year in 2023. Doesn't feel as great as last year in 2022. Obviously, we had a whole bunch of made in USA sneakers under Teddy Santis' watch, so it felt like there was a lot of stuff coming out from New Balance, and it was even hard to keep up. There was obviously a lot of great collaborations that dropped in 2022, but when you look at 2023, I feel like New Balance still had a really good year, and honestly, I don't really have the numbers in front of me, but I have looked up some articles that definitely point into that direction, that New Balance in 2023 had a really significant year. I feel like there's been a shift within the younger crowd getting into sneakers like the 9060, of course the 550, also the 2002R or even the 1906, but also getting into the 990 and Made in USA line. And of course, New Balance had really good success with newer models like the 9060, the 610, the 1906Rs, and also bringing back sneakers like the 580. They also had a big jump in 2023, and I believe the most important newer model for 2023, which is the 991 V2. So we'll definitely have to wait and see when the 2023 reports come out, and we'll see how much success truly New Balance had. All right guys, so let's get into my honorable mentions of 2023. Of course, I'm gonna miss some sneakers, I'm gonna miss some GRs, I'm gonna miss some collabs, but I try to narrow it as much as possible because if not, the list is gonna go on and on. So the first honorable mention that I want to talk about in this video for me is the return of the 996 Made in USA sneaker. This particular colorway here is one of my favorite 996s to release this year. I think that it was great for New Balance to bring back the Made in USA 996 just to give it that premium overall look to this model, because the other 996 versions definitely had a cheaper look overall. The only knock on the 996 Made in USA is that of course it has that Made in USA price tag. So for a lot of people, the 996 model is not really a favorite one, so paying that high price tag is definitely expensive, but I'm sure you can find a lot of 996 Made in USA on sale today. The next shoe that I want to mention is the New Balance Numeric 480. This particular model here is New Balance answer to the Nike SB Dunk, and I was very surprised on how good this model overall is. And there's been also some cool collaborations that definitely deserve to be one of the best sneakers to drop for New Balance in 2023. So I'm definitely hoping the New Balance brings a lot more colorways for 2024. The next honorable mention for me is the 860 V2 here in this Mars colorway, but then there was also the Earth colorway. I think overall both of those colorways were really good, but here in this Mars colorway for me, it was definitely my favorite one, because here in these neutral colors, these neutral tones just makes this colorway so wearable. I actually wear these a lot, especially to go to work. These are one of my favorite GRs to release in 2023. Next model that I want to talk about is the New Balance 580. Here in 2023, the New Balance 580 definitely had sort of a renaissance year. The 580 has always been popular in Japan, even though this model, when it first came out in the 90s for New Balance, was basically a flop, didn't do well. But now in 2023, there was a ton of colorways to release. Here in this white green colorway is one of my favorite ones, and also this Gray Day 580 that released this year are two of my favorite colorways of the 580. There was a ton of other colorways that released. The 580 is a great sneaker, very comfortable, and it definitely has that 90s vibe here with this shoe. Next one up is the New Balance 610 V1. This is also a recreation of the original 610. Here they definitely made some changes to this model. Uewu and the New Balance team really did a good job with the 610 this year, but I believe that the 610 overall really had a great year. Very versatile shoe here, and especially with that Salomon wave of trail sneakers that became very popular last year in 2022, New Balance had to answer with something similar to that, and they definitely did that here with the 610. A ton of colorways have released of this model, and for me, this is one of my favorite GRs as well that dropped in 2023. My next honorable mention is New Balance 990 V3 in collaboration with YCMC. Unfortunately, YCMC went out of business this year, so that's definitely a stinker, but they did drop an amazing collab this year. I had that pair and I did review it here on the channel, but I did let them go because they did remind me a lot of the Bodega 990 V3s, and in my opinion the Bodega 990 V3 is better, but I still wanted to mention them because overall that shoe does look really good and they really did a good job with that collab. Another New Balance collab that I did let go but definitely deserves to be mentioned is the 990 V6 in collaboration with Bricks and Wood. Super clean colorway and is arguably one of the best 9060 to release up until this point. Another dope collaboration that I actually didn't go for but it deserves to be mentioned is the New Balance 990 V4 in Joe Freshgoods in the intro, outro, and Keisha colorways. Very nice colorways, especially that blue one. I wish that blue one had a wider release, but unfortunately it was primarily focused for the folks in Chicago, which I respect that, nothing wrong with that, but I wish that shoe had a wider release because that was my favorite out of the pack. And finally, the Kith for New Balance 993 Pistachio and also the Spring 101. Super limited colorway, especially that Spring 101. The Pistachio was also really nice. I had that shoe and definitely had to let it go. That's the one thing that you got to make some sacrifices when it comes to collecting sneakers. But that Spring 101, super limited, super hard to get, and of course that resale price is insane, but super clean colorways. Both of those pairs were really nice. Of course, anytime Kith, Ronnie Fieg works with New Balance, it's gonna be something special. All right guys, so getting into my top 10 New Balance pickups of 2023. Coming in at number 10 is the New Balance T500 and Emily Endure in this cream and black colorway. When I saw the images of the pack, because there was two other colorways, cream and white and also the cream and green, I immediately loved this particular colorway. At first I wasn't sure if it was black or if it was navy, but I was hoping it was black because for me, I just think that this colorway looks the cleanest out of the three. Super easy to wear, very wearable, and I needed to grab this pair. And boy, this pair did not disappoint. The leather that they use on this particular model is super premium. Really good job here by New Balance to use this particular leather. And this sneaker right here is super versatile. So mad props to ALD for putting in that ALD magic on this model. Coming in at number 9, another sacrificial lamb for me. Unfortunately, I had to let this model go because as much as I loved it, and I've said it before that it was my favorite 9060 colorway to release up to this point, I was just not wearing it. I had it in the box, wasn't wearing the shoe, so I figured might as well let it go and not have the shoe sitting here. And that is the New Balance 9060 and Bodega Age of Discovery. Such a clean colorway, guys. Love what Bodega did on that pair. Of course, Bodega and New Balance, when they get together, they do really amazing things, and in that pair they didn't disappoint. Really nice details, and of course premium materials as well. Mad props to New Balance and Bodega on that pair. At number 8, another shoe that I let go, and you guys are probably gonna scream at me like, bro, you are crazy for doing this. But as much as I like it, and I did like the shoe, again, it was just sitting there. I wasn't wearing it, and I had to move on from the pair, but it was still beautiful. The details, all the thoughts behind it, I thought that it was a dope collab, and that is the New Balance 998 Kith Apricot colorway. I know I'm gonna get a lot of crazy comments on this one, but I had to let it go, guys. It's just that I wasn't wearing it and I just had to move on from that pair. But overall, to me, it didn't diminish how good that collab was, and I had to include it in my top 10 because it really was an amazing collab. Both colorways were really clean, but for me, the Apricot was my favorite one. Amazing work there by Kith and Ronnie Fieg like always, but unfortunately, I just had to let it go. At number 7, we have the 990 V6 in this cream colorway. My favorite GR of the year. This colorway right here is super clean, guys. Both the 990 V6 and the 990 V4 definitely looked great, but in my opinion, it just looked even better on this 990 V6. The 990 V6 had an amazing year in 2023. A lot of dope colorways, a lot of dope collabs, and in my opinion, this one right here was my favorite GR to release from the 990 V6. At number 6, we have another 860 V2, and this one here is in collaboration with Emily Endure. I love this colorway, guys. This green and gold colorway is just amazing. In my opinion, the best one out of the pack as well. Really good job here to give this model that ALD touch because, again, it's ALD and you know how we feel about ALD, right? And of course, they didn't disappoint with this pack. With all three colorways were really good, but in my opinion, this green one was the best one. At number 5, we have another 990 V6 in collaboration with Kith. This one here in the Knicks colors is part of the MSG pack where Kith and New Balance released this colorway alongside the New York Rangers colorway as well, which was a mostly dark, or I guess navy colorway, obviously representing the New York Rangers colors. This one for me was definitely a must-have. As a Knicks fan, I had to get this pair, and I'm so happy that I did, and I didn't have to pay resale for this pair. And this is one of my favorite releases of the year. At number 4 is a sneaker that I was definitely happy to have, but I wasn't extremely crazy about, and I started to appreciate the shoe a lot more throughout the year. I kept finding myself wearing the shoe more and more, and that is the New Balance 991 and JJown collaboration. In this collaboration, JJown decided to use a similar colorway that you find on that classic, super hard to find 990 V3 collab, and also the 992 collab with JJown. They decided to use the same colorway on this 991, a little bit lighter shade, so there's definitely some differences in the colorway overall, but here it just looks so clean on this 991. And of course, it's a made in UK sneaker, so the quality is going to be really, really good, and they didn't disappoint with this collab. All right, so getting into my top 3, the next shoe that I'm going to show you guys, when I heard that it was going to re-release or it was going to be retro, I was so excited because I thought that it was a shoe that I was never going to be able to buy because, the price was pretty pricey, and that is the New Balance 998 in collaboration with Concept and the C-Note colorway. Such an amazing pair, arguably the best New Balance 998 colorway of all time. This colorway right here, guys, is so good. Amazing colors here, and it looks so good put together. Really good job here by Concept when they originally released this colorway, and having the shoe come out again was definitely special. Of course, there's some small details that are different from the original. I believe like the olive on the back here on the heel counter is a little bit darker than the original one, and of course this one here has the Concept name spelled out here on the lateral side. But other than that, looking at images of the OG colorway, it's almost perfectly spot on. All right, so our number 2 is a sneaker that when I first got it, if you guys saw that video, you heard me criticize this shoe quite a lot, and I had to eat those words. I had to take it back because I was so wrong about this shoe, and the shoe has grown on me so much. I respect what they did here now, and of course the sneaker that I'm talking about is the New Balance 991 V2, arguably one of the best New Balance sneakers to release this year. That retail price is still really, really high. It retails for $250, which is definitely pricey, and then if you include taxes, etc., it's gonna make that price go up even more. But I think that once you have this shoe in hand and you put these on, a lot of the issues that you found on the 991 V1 were fixed here on this model. Definitely more comfortable than the 991 V1, not by like a large margin, but it definitely fixed some of the issues that made the 991 V1 a little bit uncomfortable, primarily the toe box area. Really good job by Samuel Pierce and the Made in UK team for creating this sneaker and fixing some of the issues that the 991 V1 had, and still keeping it traditional to that original model. And finally, guys, my favorite New Balance pickup of 2023 is the New Balance 990 V6 in collaboration with Action Bronson in this Lapis Lazuli colorway. In my opinion, guys, this is such a beautiful colorway. Really cool idea by Action Bronson to create his own New Balance navy pair. As you guys know, New Balance is known for its gray colorways, but of course New Balance also does an amazing job creating navy colorways as well. And in this version, Action Bronson added his 2 cents, his magic, to change things up and make a mostly navy colorway sneaker very special, and also have a unique look that Action Bronson brings to its sneakers. Of course, there was also the 990 V6 Baklava that definitely played a huge role for New Balance in 2023. For a lot of people, that is a sneaker of the year, and rightfully so. Even though I didn't love that sneaker because the colors were just too off for me, or just too bright, not really my style, I do appreciate what he did there because it feels like a sneaker that just disrupts everything that's being released within a sneaker market. So for Action Bronson and New Balance, there's definitely a lot more stuff coming out. Obviously, he's already posted the 1906 that's gonna drop next year, probably around March or April, which is a perfect time frame for that particular shoe because it's so colorful and bright. Definitely fits that spring summer months vibe. So that's my list, guys. Definitely let me know in the comments below what you think about it. Let me know what was your New Balance sneaker of the year. I think that overall New Balance still had a really solid 2023. I can't wait to see those numbers overall, to see what was their overall revenue for 2023. There was a lot of great pairs, as I said already, a lot of great collabs, and I am looking forward to see what's to come in 2024. I do have a few things as far as a wish list that I would like to see in 2024. If anybody from New Balance sees this, maybe they won't, probably not. I would like to see more New Balance 993s. I would like to see more GRs. I would like to see more collabs of that model. I would also like to see, and I think this is definitely going to happen based on what I've heard, is that New Balance is definitely going to push out more New Balance numeric sneakers, especially, and I hope, the 480. Let's hope that there are some nice collabs from the 480, especially for those folks that are into, you know, skateboard sneakers. I hope to see more collabs from there as well. Obviously, we're probably not going to see like a Kith collab or Emily and Dor collab, but just collaborations amongst, you know, athletes from the skateboard section from New Balance. I hope to see more from that line. I hope to see New Balance bring back the 997 or the 999. That's probably not gonna happen, but hey, it's one of those things that you gotta hope for. And finally, to see more 991V2 colorways, I'm sure that's definitely gonna happen. But of course, to see some collabs like a Jown collab, Emily and Dor collab, etc. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what was your New Balance sneaker of the year. And like always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, you haven't subscribed yet, definitely feel free to do so you don't miss any of my future videos. Like the video, comment below. Also follow me on Instagram and Threads at Guy and Kicks. That's it, guys. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.